What's up, everyone? It's Lee here, the rental guy, here from my rental shop. It's September. Welcome to September. Anyways, I want to do a special vlog today. Obviously, there's no staff, just me and my wife. My wife does the admin and I do the labor, and then we bring in people for certain jobs, and that's what I want to talk about. You know, September hits for us and the jobs go down currently. And everyone goes back to school, so the workload increases for us, but it's manageable. And even with a big operation like ours, or a medium-sized operation like ours. Anyways, I'm gonna get into it. Let's go up to the office. Okay, when September hits, the jobs go down. We're doing maybe a tent a week instead of 4 or 5 tents a week, depending on the size. For the rest of the summer, we've got 3 30 by 40s, a few pop-up tents, and that's it. So I can't justify a bunch of guys running around the shop or having someone full-time come when I could just work extra hard and then I can do all the jobs that everyone would do. You as the owner will work 3 times as hard as anyone else because you're driven, right? If you are in this business and you're at this stage, you probably have that drive. And for me and my wife, she preps all the front end stuff. She does the, preps all the orders for the front end, and I do the back, and then we just meet in the middle. So you're probably wondering, is cutlery profitable? And the answer is yes, it is profitable. We have orders going out every week. We own 300 pieces of cutlery, plus a little extra just in case, there's some coming in and some going out. But cutlery's profitable, plates are profitable, bowls are profitable, like all of that stuff is profitable, but you have to give it at a decent price and you have to have lots of it, right? Because people want lots, they don't want just a little bit. So you kind of got to go all in.
Last minute and added 140 of each to their order. Hello, September.
I'm taking down a tent here. The guys are gone for the season, so they set this up. They did a great job setting it up, but what they failed to tell me is that it was on gravel, it was down a path, and there wasn't direct drive-up access. These are things that the client was supposed to let us know, and because they didn't let us know, we thought it was just on grass with drive-up access like we initially planned for. But me, everything's already been charged. I can't go back on this again. But if you do, book tents, make sure and ask those questions. Is there direct drive-up access? How many steps away is the tent? What kind of ground would it be on? And explain, different circumstances require more staffing or us to bring different tools, and there may be additional charges that incur. But anyways, today we're going to talk about a stake puller because I'm just pulling these stakes here from the gravel. So I've got this moon-shaped stake puller. I bought it from Special Event Sales, and with this stake puller, it's got 2 mouth options. It's got a small mouth and a big mouth option. I'm currently using the small mouth. The brand you can see is Maximizer, tent product. So I'll just show you how it works really quick here. It in like that, and then you just crank on it. And then put it in underneath there, and just crank until the stake's up. And then walk around and just pull the stakes. So, moon-shaped manual stake puller, saving your back. The other ones that I used to use before, which I still have, the bar is only about this long. You gotta really bend over and get in there. With this one, you can do everything pretty much standing. So this is the other kind of stake puller that I'm talking about. See how there's a bend mark there? It's because I've hit some stubborn stakes that this thing just couldn't hack up to. So, but it's got sort of the same end piece, and it's got a little lever. You just hook it onto the stake, and then you pull it up. So. And I haven't met a stake I couldn't pull with it. Welcome to another day at the party rental shop. Today is Wednesday, so I'm gonna send people their photo booth photos. I'm gonna put a photo booth in the mail and clean the warehouse and do 2 deliveries. And my wife is down there. What are you doing down there? So we're on skeleton staff, so it's just us basically roaming around. We bring help in when we need it. Today we don't need any help.
We can do that.
At this time of year, you have to watch the budget because winter work, unless your trade show ready or you have so many winter items, which we're working towards, but we're not quite there yet, you have to save, right? And so those extra few weeks when things are starting to taper off, well, you want to save that money that you'd be putting out for labor, because labor is expensive. Labor's, for me, it's like 12 grand a month, somewhere around that, give or take, right? And so when you're doing high labor like that, you save, by working a little bit harder on those months where we're transitioning from, slow summer into winter work, that money really adds up to save you so that you can hibernate through winter. I don't mean exactly hibernate because, I've been looking at my seasonal norms and I basically make $300-400 a day. So some days I make 100, 150, some days I make 500, 1,000, but generally it trickles in at about $300 a day, and that keeps me afloat. Of course, there's big ones and fulfilling orders that, makes the money come in, but that's where I'm at. Hot dog rollers here. Want a hot dog?
Yes.
Hot dog roller.
Yes.
I guess we're gonna have to have some hot dogs.
Yes, we are.
Hot dogs. $300-400 a day, give or take again, just isn't enough though if you don't plan to save. Because during the summer it's crazy. It's like 100 grand a month, just bam, stuff like that. Or a little less, a little more, depending. But if you have that saved up, you still don't have to break your trends. Because for me, I love to spend $300 a day as well. Because I'm building inventory right now. Just got what are some of the things that I get? Because every day I try to buy something because I'm aggressively trying to grow. So it was hot dog roller, it was champagne, wine flute rack, it was, this, that, adding items because I'm trying to grow wide now. Saturday morning, exact time delivery, quick 20 by 20 tent set up in a park for a funeral, quick $1,300. So simply I get here at 6:45 a.m. I've got TVs in this one that I unloaded into there. This one has the tent for the day, and this one's got gigs that need to be unloaded later on this week. So I'm utilizing all 3 vehicles productively to make a one-man show less labor intensive. Anyways, let's go set up the tent. I usually pack extra walls with me on tent installs because people always add walls. And this time I didn't, and sure enough, they wanted to add walls. So I ran back to the shop and grabbed 3 walls. Quick $200 added to the order. There's always big goals every year as well. So did I meet some of my big goals? Yes, I did. My goal was to get up to, at the start of the year, I started the clean room. So I wanted to get up to 300 of everything almost, and I got there pretty much. So for regular plates, for soup bowls, for regular cutlery, I got up to the magic number, which is 300. Other things which are more niche items, like gold cutlery, I only got up to 100, and it didn't go out enough to justify me to just go aggressive on that, so I'm going to slowly build up things like that. But I added the things that I want. I wanted to get 20 by 40 marquees so that I can make larger marquee structures, and I ended up getting marquee tents, and so that I could do 40 wides and then longer. Adding another vehicle was huge for me this year. Adding another vehicle was huge. The box truck, especially when I'm working alone with my wife, having the minivan, having the box truck, and then having the 16-foot van with 6x12 attached trailer to it is huge, because some days if I'm executing multiple events, I don't have time to preload and then unload and then but with 3 vehicles you can just have them loaded. You can spend all week loading different vehicles for different jobs and then bring them back, and then you can wait a day or two to unload one to get the other one out to somewhere, so you can just juggle those vehicles around. So you don't need more people because you have more vehicles and trailers. That just gives you more options and more time to spread things out. One thing that I did great this year was I wasn't scared to tell customers. Before I always had it in the email. I was like, hey, we will deliver the tent. What is the best for our weather schedule? But I always tried to make it on the Wednesday, Thursday. Well, this year it was like, no way, I'm going on the best day possible. Some days I went 5 days early. I don't care. And it got it done, right? I dropped stuff off at a place the other day, and they were like, oh, the tent's not here yet. Can you just put it over there? I was like, well, it's not, waterproof stuff, so you're gonna have to put it into, your garage or whatever. And they were like, oh, well, the tent's not coming till tomorrow. I was like, tomorrow? I mean, did these people even check the weather? Because it was supposed to be like storming. And, I'm not going out and installing a tent on a storming day unless it storms for 10 days straight. I mean, you can use your brain. It's like, sorry, we don't do last minute additions. That's not saying that we don't absolutely do them, but we charge a whole bunch of extra money if it has to go up this day, because you have to hire more laborers, you have to do that, and then it's stressful. You have to have people back at the shop because there's pickups and drop-offs simultaneously going on the time that you need to set up. If you're doing the weight that I was doing, 40, 45, 50 orders a week, you can't have it all happen on Thursday, Friday. It has to happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, it's got to happen every day. You have to space those things out, make your week work for you, and that's helped me prevail this summer. This weekend?
Yeah, come pick up right away.
Come pick up right away?
Yeah.
Is it ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. It's down there somewhere.
We can do that.
Where did I go wrong this summer? Well, staffing is where I really went wrong this summer. I thought, oh, I'm gonna have it, first of all, I'm gonna train people way in advance, and I'm gonna have a warehouse manager, and I'm gonna be able to do this big owner role, and I'm going to, go out and secure gigs, and I'm always gonna be just quoting and blah, 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 and it didn't work out like that at all. The first guy that I hired, he wasn't that good, and we had to let him go, and then it was almost too late to hire someone authoritative to know all the processes, train to other people, and make sure that people aren't goofing around. So I hired one guy, and he brought his 3 friends with him, and I thought, oh, this is great. I'm gonna have all these people working as their friends together. And it was okay at first. I was training them. They were very smart. They were picking up things so quick. But hiring friends, I mean, they gang up together, right? And they pout together when you give them crappy shifts. And they gang up on you. It's a psychological game that they can play because they've got their circle against yours, and they can work against you. Not saying that they weren't good. They were good, but towards the end they got lazy. And when you hire 3 people who are all friends, 3-4 people that are all friends, for some reason they just try to have 4 people all go in their little gang to do one task together. I literally had to make sheets every day that said this person and this person goes and does these tasks, well, this person and this person goes and does these tasks, and give them their daily tasks. But it would take me a lot of time to just sit there and organize what they were supposed to do so that they could stay on task, because I turn around for 1 second and they're all just doing they're not doing what I told them to do. So very, very frustrating. So I watched this channel called The Rental Boys. They're another YouTube channel. You have to go check them out. I'll link their channel right up there. And they talk a lot about, you know, when there's mishaps happening with their staff, whose fault is it? It's not the staff member's fault. It's my fault. It's your fault as the owner. And I believe this. I think that there's, you know, circumstances that happen where it's, you know, can be out of your control. You know, for me, I tried my best to make it work, but I see that, you know, a better training regimen, a more organized warehouse for me would be productive, you know, so that they know where everything goes, training gets easier. But, you know, I can dig what they're saying. I, you know, blame myself. I'll have to do better. So I'm mentally logging all these mistakes that I made with the staff, with the training, and I'm gonna apply that to next year's group of guys. And one thing about not having staff again is I don't have to pay all that extra labor. That means that I can still aggressively spend money on inventory, and I can get these things, you know, get lots of winter items so that I can work towards my goal, which is having a full-time warehouse person so that I can focus on some of the bigger things. You know, the YouTube channel, all the extra things that bring in all the extras. Also, another thing to think about when you're picking up stuff is what kind of cart to bring. I mean, that's why it's so important to, you know, contact the clients beforehand. I mean, for chairs in grass like this, I want something with wheels like this. And, you know, I like to bring a dolly that transforms into a cart because then it holds more tables, right? So this little dolly works way better than even a big dolly for transporting a minimal number of tables across grass. So I like to use these carts for tables and these carts for chairs. All right, everyone, I want to talk about one final thing. What's up, everyone? It's Lee here. Unrealistic expectations. All right, guys. All right, everyone. So this is something important that I've been talking about all season, but I've been trying to bend my head around it. There's been lots of complaints and lots of problems. I mean, there's been lots of efficiency and lots of everything. You know, profits are way up. But there's, you know, with all these problems, I chalked it up to unrealistic expectations. So the clients have unrealistic expectations. The staff have unrealistic expectations. Me as the owner, I have unrealistic expectations. And the only one who's wrong in all of this is me. Because I know this stuff. I know that I have to be conveying everything to my staff. If I want them to work a certain way, I have to convey boundaries right from the beginning so that they don't have unrealistic expectations. I know that all of the DIY audio video is DIY and they have to know something about it. But just because it says DIY audio video, you can't expect them to know everything about it, right? And they're gonna contact you because they got it from you. And it's an unrealistic expectation to have that item without some sort of paper and explaining and walk through, because they are going to complain. They feel that they got ripped off if they don't know how to get a speaker working. You have to have sheets of paper there, you have to have emergency lines, and you have to be able to help them troubleshoot. And you have to let them know on the sheet, this is a DIY item, and you know, you're on your own after a certain point. Well, guys, that's all I've got for the vlog this week. If you liked it, you know what to do, and we'll see you on the next one. And as always, you stay classy.